Welcome to the Preparing to Go Abroad orientation. In this video, we will cover some of the highlights in preparing yourself for your time abroad. Information shared in this video is provided with greater detail in your Study Abroad Handbook and your My Study Abroad account. In addition to viewing this online orientation, you are expected to complete one of our health and safety sessions. Options to complete this task are noted in your My Study Abroad account. One of the biggest regrets many study abroad students have is their lack of research and preparation before departure. Your study abroad experience is an investment in your education as well as your future. Think about preparing your mind and your suitcase for the journey. A few hours spent reviewing your program materials as well as researching the history and culture of your host country will pay off. The more you prepare now, the better adjusted you will be when you arrive, and the more you will learn about your host culture and yourself. We look forward to working with you throughout your study abroad experience. Your My Study Abroad account is the main source for all information related to your participation in study abroad through UW-Madison. This account will be referenced as a place to complete certain tasks, obtain relevant information, and stay informed about your program. In your My Study Abroad, you will find tasks related to acceptance and preparation, handbooks and grade and credit scales, an area to submit your course equivalency requests, financial information including your program cost sheet, billing information, and cancellation policies, information on required travel documents, access to your health insurance card, program participant and study abroad staff contacts, and other resources available to you as you go through the experience of study abroad. Many study abroad programs also have preparation information that comes from a provider partner who operates the program, a UW faculty leader, or from a host university. Be sure to pay attention to all communication and information provided to you about your program. It's not just for show. Keep in mind, not all programs offer in-person orientation meetings. If an in-person orientation meeting is offered, this is posted in your My Study Abroad. If your program does not offer an in-person orientation, don't worry. This means that your program either provides an online orientation or shares information directly with you so you can self-direct your preparation. If at any time you have questions about where your program details are coming from, contact the Study Abroad advisor listed in your My Study Abroad. One of the questions students ask most often is, will I get grades and credit for this? The answer is yes. You will receive UW-Madison in-residence credit for all coursework completed on a UW-Madison Study Abroad program. Courses taken abroad are reported on your UW-Madison transcript with UW departmental course numbers, and grades earned are calculated in your UW-Madison cumulative grade point average. To determine how your grades and credits from abroad convert back to UW-Madison, you should review program-specific academic information in the handbook section of your My Study Abroad account. All courses taken abroad appear on your UW-Madison transcript. This also applies to students joining our programs from other colleges and universities. As a study abroad student, you remain enrolled as a full-time degree-seeking student at UW for the duration of your program. Our office will enroll you in a study abroad placeholder course for the term you are abroad. It is important that you do not register for classes here at UW and that you clear any holds on your account so we can enroll you in the placeholder. We encourage you to meet with your academic advisor before you depart to discuss the courses you are planning to take and to be sure you are staying on track with your academic plan. Keep in touch with your academic advisor while abroad if you have questions regarding your academic plan. Most academic policies that exist on campus apply to the course equivalents for your study abroad program. For more information on UW academic policies that apply abroad, refer to your Study Abroad Handbook in your My Study Abroad account. Once you have confirmed the courses you are taking abroad, you will request a specific UW equivalent for each course. We refer to this process as your Course Equivalency Request, or SIR. You do this in the academic section of your My Study Abroad. Some UW courses may already be pre-approved as an equivalent for a course you are taking abroad. Therefore, you're able to select your course equivalent from the pre-approved SIR list under option 1. If the course you are taking does not have a pre-approved UW equivalent, you will create a new SIR through option 2. Study abroad staff then send your request to the appropriate department for review. New requests need to include a comprehensive syllabus from your course in order for academic departments to determine equivalency. The syllabus should have a course description, reading list, the weekly breakdown of topics covered in the course, as well as how you are assessed. Follow the step-by-step instructions in My Study Abroad for submitting a new request. As a reminder, you can find the CERT process and all academic policies outlined in the academic section of the Study Abroad Handbook. Your program cost sheet is located in the financial section of your My Study Abroad. The program cost sheet provides important details about your program costs and billing timeline, as well as cancellation and withdrawal policies. We encourage you to pay close attention to the cancellation fee section to understand what fees you would owe if you decide to cancel or withdraw from your program. Review your program cost sheet carefully. Most of your study abroad fees are paid to UW or you pay them out of pocket. Exceptions to this will be noted. There are 3 sections regarding cost. The first section is your program fee. This is the cost for the program that is billed to you. If you are participating in an exchange program, your estimated tuition costs are provided. The UW-Madison Bursar's office sends you an e-bill for the program fee or tuition amount. The e-bill you receive provides a due date for payment. You can find further details about billing and payment schedules on the cost sheet, and we'll talk about using financial aid and scholarships in a moment. The second section is your estimated additional expenses. These expenses are ones that we anticipate, on average, a student will pay for items not included in the program fee. The amount in this section can fluctuate higher or lower depending on personal spending habits and travel plans. Use this section to create a budget for yourself to anticipate how much money you need while abroad. The third cost section is the total cost of attendance. This amount is the combined program fee and estimated additional expenses. We will notify the Office of Student Financial Aid that you are studying abroad, and they will use the cost of attendance for your program abroad when calculating your aid award for that term. Due to the unique processes associated with study abroad, the Study Abroad Office typically bills students earlier than the normal campus process. Depending on when you receive the e-bill, your anticipated aid may or may not be included. Anticipated aid can be any form of scholarships, grants, or loans awarded or approved by the Office of Student Financial Aid as stated in your award letter or alternative loan approval. E-bills are automatically reduced by the amount of anticipated financial or scholarship aid. If your anticipated aid amount does not cover the entire amount due, you only pay the remaining balance. If the amount of anticipated aid is equal to or more than the amount due, you do not make a payment. If you have a scholarship that is not listed in your anticipated aid, even though it may show on your award report in MyUW, contact your UW Study Abroad financial specialist to postpone payment for the scholarship amount and prevent late fees. We advise you to check with your scholarship provider to confirm that it can be used for study abroad and clarify how it will be dispersed to you. If you are due a refund, you can either sign up for e-refunds or receive a check with the Bursar's office. E-refunds are usually simpler for students studying abroad. If you have any questions about your financial aid and scholarship awards, contact the Office of Student Financial Aid. Your UW Study Abroad financial specialist, listed in the contact section of your My Study Abroad, can assist you with questions you have regarding billing and payment for your program. Helping maintain the health, safety, and security of our students abroad is important to us. For this reason, we expect you to attend one of our health and safety sessions, which will cover those topics in greater detail. Session dates and times are posted in your My Study Abroad. Here are some items to note now in your preparation. One of the first post-acceptance tasks we ask you to complete is the Health and Wellness form in My Study Abroad. This form allows you to provide us with information about your personal health situation so we can provide you with more information and assistance to prepare you for a healthy time abroad. The information you provide to us does not affect your acceptance to a program. Letting your advisor know in advance about conditions you have or assistance you need while abroad will help in your preparation. International health insurance is included in your program fee and is provided by Cultural Insurance Services International, or CISI. Detailed coverage information and policy descriptions defining the coverage terms are available in your My Study Abroad Health, Safety, and Insurance section. CISI offers coverage for many accidents or illnesses students may experience abroad, including needing to see a doctor or go to the hospital. It also covers you when traveling to other countries during your program. You are automatically enrolled in CISI by our office prior to your program start date. CISI will email you your enrollment package at that time. Your coverage will be in effect for the duration of your program. If you choose to travel after your program ends, you may extend your coverage up to 1 month by contacting CISI directly. We encourage you to arrange for continuation of your regular health insurance coverage while you are studying abroad, and note that CISI does not cover routine preventative health care like annual checkups. However, in most cases, CISI can assist with setting up continuation of care abroad for an ongoing health situation. Contact your study abroad advisor and be sure to note this on your health and wellness form if this is your situation. Likewise, it's important to discuss your intentions to travel abroad with your healthcare provider to make a plan for maintaining your personal health while abroad. We strongly recommend you schedule a medical examination, including vision and dental checks, before you depart. University Health Services, or UHS, has a travel clinic that provides health services, including vaccines and immunizations for students who are planning foreign travel. It is important to make an appointment as early as possible, as the appointment times fill up quickly each semester. If you regularly take prescription medications, bring a sufficient supply with you for the duration of your program, and ask your doctor about their availability abroad. It is illegal in most cases to send and receive a prescription in the mail. For some medications, carrying in more than a limited amount or having it at all can be illegal, even if it is regularly prescribed in the U.S. Check with your doctor or the country's embassy about any such restrictions and consult with your healthcare provider and CISI if you need to make arrangements accordingly. If you have any questions or issues come up regarding this, contact your study abroad advisor for guidance. We encourage you to take time to review the information and links provided in the Health, Safety, and Insurance section of your My Study Abroad, as well as your Study Abroad Handbook. Your well-being abroad also depends on you and the intentionality you put into your preparation for a safe and healthy experience. When traveling outside of the United States, a passport valid for at least 6 months past the end date of your program is required. If you do not already have a passport or you need to renew an expiring passport, apply immediately. U.S. passport application and renewal information is available on the U.S. State Department website. In addition to a passport, each country has certain entry requirements. Some countries require that you apply for a visa before you leave the U.S., which requires that you have a valid passport. A visa is an official government document, usually a stamp or sticker placed in a passport that authorizes you to enter, leave, or stay for a specified period in a country. Other countries require you to apply for a residence permit once you are in country. It is your responsibility to keep up to date about student visa requirements for your host country, and if required, to apply for and receive a visa from your host country's consulate or embassy. You are also responsible for any costs related to the visa, including if your original application is denied or you need to use expedited services. If you are studying at UW-Madison on a student visa from another country, your time abroad may affect your U.S. visa. It is your responsibility to contact the UW-Madison International Student Services Office to understand how your visa to study in the United States may be affected by your study overseas and follow the procedures accordingly. The process or requirements for obtaining a visa for the country you plan to study in may also be different. Research this information and work with your study abroad advisor. Consider leaving scans of your important documents, such as your passport, visa, address abroad, and CISI insurance information with your emergency contact in the U.S. For most programs, you are responsible for making your own travel arrangements. This allows flexibility to find the lowest fare and plan your travel itinerary. A few study abroad programs arrange group flights. To determine if you are responsible for arranging your own travel for your program, see the Travel, Passport, and Visa section of your My Study Abroad account. Before booking your flight, refer to your program materials for confirmed program dates, arriving airport information, and any instructions for arrival windows so that you are on time for your program start. There are many options online for booking your airfare. You can use online services such as the airline website, flight search engines, and online travel agencies like STA Travel or Student Universe, or use a travel agent in person. We recommend you shop around, as you'll find tickets at various prices. After purchasing your flight, complete the flight itinerary form in your My Study Abroad account. At the airport, all international travelers are required to pass through customs and immigration in their host country and upon return to the United States. Follow instructions and signs upon airport arrival to guide you through the process. Immigration officials will also check your passport and visa, if required, so carry these items with you and not in checked luggage. The Study Abroad Handbook has more tips and information regarding airfare and navigating airport procedures. When figuring out your study abroad budget, consider your personal spending habits, amount of personal travel, the cost of living in your host country, and fluctuating exchange rates. As previously mentioned, the Financials tab in your My Study Abroad account provides you with your program cost sheet to help you estimate the amount of money you need to finance your study abroad program, budget extra money for emergencies, and consult past program participants via the Returned Student Network about how they manage their money abroad. Accessing money abroad can seem like an overwhelming challenge at first, but many students find that it is easier than they anticipated. Having multiple sources for accessing funds is important. Most students choose to use local currency and cash and a credit or debit card. You should notify your bank about your plans to travel abroad. Check that your cards are equipped for international use and be aware of any international fees they may charge. Familiarize yourself with the current exchange rate of your host country. In most locations, the easiest way to access local currency is as you do here in the US, from an ATM, as they are generally readily available throughout the world. Some locations may require that you bring cash to exchange in-country if credit or debit cards are not accepted. Review your program-specific materials for advice on accessing cash in your program location. Relatedly, the monetary and sentimental value you hold for your personal property is important. We recommend that you have insurance to cover damage or theft to your personal property abroad. Check with your insurance company or contact any insurance company that provides home or renter's insurance to learn more about the extent of coverage possible for personal property that you take with you. For even more information about managing money abroad and notifications to set up with your bank, as well as considerations for personal logistics, consult your Study Abroad Handbook. All students who travel abroad should have a working cell phone with international capabilities. You can do this by adding international capability to your current cellular plan, purchasing a temporary phone, either in the US or at your destination, or by adding an international SIM card to your phone that is programmed for your destination. Refer to your program-specific materials for advice on cell phone options. Most study abroad students keep in touch with family and friends using various internet, phone, or messaging programs and apps. Look into how these types of services work and make your plans for staying in contact with others before your departure to your program. Keep in mind that not all locations abroad are guaranteed to have access to internet, nor the same connectivity options and speeds that you may be accustomed to. Once you have your cell phone number and your on-site housing address, enter this information into the Overseas Contact section of your My Study Abroad account. Study Abroad staff and UW-Madison will continue to communicate with you through your UW-Madison email account and your My Study Abroad account. Study Abroad staff work to make study abroad possible for all UW-Madison students, and we recognize that many students face different questions or barriers when preparing to go abroad. These include not just academic or financial considerations, but matters of identity and inclusivity. We all develop a personal identity, the way we think about ourselves and what qualities make us up. How we identify ourselves in the U.S. may not be how others identify us abroad. As a student on a study abroad program, you may first be identified as an American college student by the people of your host country, even if this does not feel at the forefront of your identity. It is helpful to begin exploring how the experience of being in another culture with its different norms and expectations will impact the various parts of you. Self-reflection may be particularly important for students whose gender, race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, or ability may influence access to parts of another culture. Studying and traveling abroad may mean leaving behind supports, physical, social, legal, emotional, psychological, some of which may not exist in your host country. On the other hand, some study abroad locations may feel much more comfortable, accepting, and supportive than the U.S. Consider the parts that make up your identity. Aspects of your identity may be more easily observed by others, while other aspects are less observable. How will you want to talk or not talk about those parts of your identity with people in your host country? How will you react if someone comments on an easily observable part of your identity in a way that offends you? Think about how the parts of your identity might impact your values. Will your identity change while abroad? Take a look through our identity pages and speak with a study abroad advisor about any questions or concerns you may have before studying abroad. Links to our identity pages are provided in the orientation and preparation tile of My Study Abroad. If you face difficulties or prejudice related to your identity while abroad, study abroad advisors are available to you for support and assistance. While abroad, you may face cultural differences as you engage within your host country. Throughout your time abroad, you will likely move through various stages of adjustment depending on how familiar you are with the culture. Most students will experience some combination of what we call a cultural curve. This is often portrayed as a simple curve of high emotion to low emotion and back up to a level of contentment. In reality, everyone goes through different adjustments and phases, and instead of a curve, you may find yourself up and down, experiencing various highs and lows. The difficulties and disorientation that one experiences is sometimes referred to as culture shock. As you anticipate leaving home, you may feel various emotions of excitement, enthusiasm, and concern. At the beginning of your abroad experience, things may seem exhilarating with a sense of newness. You may have a positive outlook on your host country, but you may also experience trouble sleeping or stomach issues as you physically adjust to a new environment. After some time, you may begin to feel bewilderment, frustration, or impatience as you become aware of cultural differences. You may experience uneven academic performance, boredom, homesickness, or extreme sensitivity and irritability. It's common for students to look for activities that remind them of home. Do your best to keep engaging in and continuing to explore your host culture. As your new surroundings and life abroad become familiar and comfortable, hopefully you will develop an improved sense of belonging in the culture. You may develop increased empathy and ability to see things from the perspective of local residents while in the adjusting phase. Coming home can have similar impacts to how you felt when you first arrived abroad. Upon arrival home, you may experience mixed feelings, and your home culture may even feel a bit disorienting. You may want to share your experiences with others and might be surprised to find them uninterested. It is not uncommon to feel disconnected and a little depressed at this time, and to find yourself critical of home and friends. Like the culture curve while abroad, readjusting back home can have its similar highs and lows. For tips and suggestions on how to process through the various cultural experiences, view the section on cultural adjustment in the Study Abroad Handbook. Before embarking on your study abroad experience, learn as much as you can about your program and host country. Politics, current events, and contemporary cultural issues are often subjects of class discussion or conversations with local hosts and new friends. The more you prepare prior to departure, the more you can contribute to discussions in your host country. Another way to learn more about your program and location is by contacting students who have participated on the program in the past. You can access the Return Student Network on our website to email former participants. It is possible that there are other UW-Madison students participating on your program. If there are, you can access their email addresses in the Contacts tile in your My Study Abroad account. If your program does not have a formal in-person session, take the opportunity to connect or meet up with other UW students on your own prior to departure. If we haven't mentioned it enough already, for more information about academics, travel and personal logistics, managing money, program cost and billing, cultural considerations, communication abroad, health, wellness, and safety, check out your Study Abroad Handbook in your My Study Abroad. And best wishes as you continue your study abroad experience.